Hey everyone, welcome to Pilates for Gamers. So this workout is to counteract the work that you do if you're a gamer, if you're working and playing a lot of video games on the computer, on the TV, whatever. This could actually be great for those of you who just work at the computer all the time, but particularly for gamers, there is a certain posture and a certain way that you work that really needs to be combated with some oppositional movement to keep your body, your posture, your organs, everything kind of functioning at optimal levels. So let's get started. We're going to first start on our back. So we're going to come down and, for gamers, because the posture is generally sitting and maybe a little hunched forward with a very extended neck forward, what we want to kind of do is work our core a little bit. To give our core some work is great because that way when you go to sit and you're sitting for long periods of time, you're able to use your core to stabilize and to hold your pelvis and your spine in a better position. And so your brain flow, actually blood flow from your heart to your brain, improves also. And I really think that that is a pretty important part of if that's kind of something that you do quite often. So let's go ahead and take our hands down by your side. My legs are in parallel, meaning they're just about hip bone distance apart. My feet are flat on the floor and my arms are long, my shoulders are down, and I have the back of my head onto the mat. I'm going to take a nice deep breath in, and on my exhale, I'm going to draw my lower abdominals in. So I'm going to try to pull some of that musculature together, and I'm going to tip my pelvis in a little bit of a curl. So I'm pressing my lower back into the floor gently. I'm not using my butt and I'm not using my legs to do it. And then on an inhale, I'm shifting and I'm going through a neutral pelvis and I'm reaching my tailbone down. So now I'm creating a bigger space underneath my lower spine. So I'm going to exhale. My first job is to breathe out. My second job is to gather those abdominal muscles. And my third is to round into that curl. And then I inhale, breathing in, I go the opposite direction. I roll forward on my pelvis. My tailbone digs down into my mat and the space underneath my lower back is bigger. And I exhale, drawing abdominals in. I pull them in and I round. And then I inhale and I lengthen the pelvis in the opposite direction. So we're really just rocking the pelvis by itself back and forth, exhaling to curl and inhaling to lengthen. Now, why would we do this if we're gaming, right? Because what we need to do is unlock the position of the pelvis that it's in normally. So the pelvis is usually in this tucked position with the upper body also falling forward. And what this is providing is some range of motion, some stretch and mobility in that lower lumbar pelvic area, so that it doesn't get locked down and tight. And this also helps us access our core muscles better, because if we're bound, if we're too held, then we're not going to be able to find those deeper muscles. Inhale, rocking forward. Let's do 4 more. Exhale and curl. And inhale and reach the pelvis long. And again, exhale and curl. And inhale, reaching the pelvis long. And 2 more. Exhale and curl. Inhale, reaching pelvis. And 1 more time. Exhale and curl. And inhale, reaching the pelvis. Great. Let's put the pelvis back into neutral. Now we're going to take it and up it a notch. So we're going to move into more of a fluid bridging series, so that now we're trying to get more global muscles, bigger muscles to add on to the small. And we're doing this so that we get some strength in the back body. If we're sitting all the time doing the gaming, or if you're at your computer a lot, the back body doesn't get work. It's sat on, it's flat, the muscles aren't engaged, so we need some back body work to oppose that. So let's take a breath in. We're gonna exhale, draw those abdominals in, round through the spine and curl up one vertebra at a time. You're peeling each backbone off the floor until you feel like you can raise your hips in the air without letting your ribs splay too much. All of my 10 toes are down on the floor. The inside and the outside of your feet should feel weighted. Your heels are weighted. And I'm really squeezing my butt a lot, not a little. My butt is working and my back of my legs are working. My hamstrings are working. So let's take a breath here. I'm gonna exhale and slowly bring down one backbone at a time, starting from the top of the shoulder blades all the way down through the middle back. Then my lower back comes down, then my pelvis, and then my tailbone. And I'm trying to keep these legs really parallel, so I'm not letting them splay out and in as I move. Let's take another breath in. You're gonna exhale, draw those abdominals in, peel it up, round one backbone at a time. You're coming on up, pressing the hips up in the air. Feeling those feet strong down into the floor. Now you can gaze down, look down, check your hips, make sure they're even, squeeze your buns, raise the hips towards the sky. So right where your butt meets your legs, you have that little crease there. Think of that crease pressing up towards the ceiling. Take a nice inhale and go ahead and on your exhale, come on back down, nice and smooth. So the hamstrings get super tight and the low back tightens after that. And this is a really great way to kind of fire those muscles up again. Yes, stretching is good, but activating them is also good. So let's exhale and curl and round and reaching, peeling each vertebra off, pressing those hips up in the air again, and stay here, taking a nice deep breath in. And exhaling, rolling it down. Really try to let the pelvis be the last thing that comes down onto your mat. Okay, we got one more here. Deep breath in, exhale, drawing abdominals first, low abs, that tips you into the curl. And now as your pelvis peels off, those back muscles take over more, those bigger ones. Glutes, hamstrings, back body, good. And then holding the spine there, we're gonna hold this for 5, for 4, keep breathing, 3 and 2 and 1. Good. Then you're going to drop your pelvis just a couple inches and press back up. Drop and press. Think of that crease. You're trying to get that crease to press up. Good. 3 more and 3. Just a little drop and 2. Good. 1 more. Holding, make sure those legs are parallel. Take a breath in and exhale, roll and peel on down. You should definitely feel your back body working at this point. Good. Stretch your legs out long on your mat. Just give them a little wiggle. In and out, in and out. Awesome. Okay, let's come on up and we're going to a little bit more core here. So rolling off to your side, you're just going to bring yourself up with your arms. Turning and sitting pretty tall on your sit bones, knees are bent here. So I'm going to hold the back of my legs. I'm going to sit tall, taking a deep breath in, lifting as you scoop. So you're going to really lift your abdominals up, up, up and in and round back, scooping through the core. I'm just going to go about the distance of my arms. So I only want my arms to straighten and then take a breath in. I'm going to scoop my core back, round, and then lift and lengthen my spine really tall. We're going to do 4. Exhale, draw the abs up, rounding, lifting, and curling back. Arms are straight, but I'm still holding on to my legs for support. Exhale. Core pulls in, deep abdominals. I find my butt bones and I stack the spine tall. So practicing the round to a tall spine is excellent for your back. Go ahead and scoop and lift and curl down, rounding, scooping. You can look at your belly from here and see if it's coming in or if it's pooching out. And what you want is to draw it in. Take a breath, exhale, round, forward, chin towards chest, and then we re-inflate the spine. One more. On this next one, we're going to stay in that position. So we're going to lift as we round down. I'm going to hold this position. I'm going to take my hands away and pump. And each exhale and pump, I'm going to pull my abs back, pull my abs back. We do 8, 8, and 7, and 6, and 5, and 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. Good. Grab the back of the legs again, taking an inhale, exhale, rounding forward, stacking the spine up tall. Awesome. All right. So let's go ahead and go into a different seated position. So that's just a little core work. It's just a little back work and a little core work to start you off. Maybe you do that every day before you have a gaming session or after, so that you can kind of counteract all that body posture you're doing while you're gaming. All right, for this one is going to be for the shoulders and the upper traps. So generally speaking, when we're doing that, we have the console, we're working with it, and our head is forward, and we're sort of in this kind of posture a little bit, really extended forward. What we're gonna try to do is get these muscles to fire, to work a little bit better. They're a little overextended, a little too in a contraction, in not such a good way. So how do we do that? I'm gonna actually turn to the side for this one. So when I'm sitting tall, you might need a blanket or a pillow or something underneath your sit bones so that you can feel like you can get up out of your hips without this posture. So as many props as you need so that your back is able to be really strong and lifted. My shoulder heads are going to be into their place. So that's already work to get those back and in. And then from here, I'm going to slide my shoulders up towards my ears. I'm going to hold them there, and then I'm going to slide them back down. Now, why would we be doing this when that's kind of like what we do always? Well, we do it in this way. We don't do it with a tall spine, and we're not doing it, we're rounding the shoulders, and so this back here is getting a lot of not so great work. What we need are the traps to hold our shoulders in place. We need that muscle working so that we can be in this posture versus that rounded posture. So again, you're gonna slide your shoulder heads up, but you're gonna do it as high as you can without letting the neck thrust forward. And you're gonna hold this for 5, for 4, keep breathing, 3, and 2, and 1. And then you're gonna slowly slide those shoulders back down. All right, take a nice deep breath, shoulder heads into their place, and rise those shoulders up. Slide them up as far as you can without letting the head slide forward, the chin thrust forward. And we're gonna hold for 5, for 4, for 3, for 2, and for 1, and bringing it down. And release. Good. We'll do 2 more times. And go ahead and slide those shoulders up. The chin stays where it is. The back of the head is on the spine. And we hold for 5, for 4, for 3, for 2, for 1, and we slide those shoulders down. All right, we got one more round. Here we go. I have a little bird fest going on outside my window. We have slide those shoulders up nice and tall, squeezing, let the head stay where it is, and we squeeze those shoulders up for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and let those shoulders slide back down. Awesome. Okay, we're going to take this into what we call chest expansion. So I'm going to have my hands down on the side, and I'm going to show you this from the side first, and then I'm going to face forward so you can see it that way too. So I'm tall on my sit bones again. I'm not rounded. I'm not too overextended. I'm just right on top of my pelvis. My palms are facing backwards, and my shoulder heads are rolled back and in. And then I'm just going to press my arms back. I'm going to hold them back. And I'm going to look to my right, I'm going to look center, I'm going to look to my left and center, and then I'm going to return the arms back forward. So what I want you to do is see as when you put the arms back, kind of like pull on the floor a little bit. And when you go back, the shoulder stays. And when you look to the right and look to the left, the shoulders don't move. They stay back and into their place. All right, so let's do this together. We're gonna go ahead and have the hands out to the side. Sitting position can be whatever feels comfortable for you. You can even do this sitting in a chair too, and just kind of use the air to push resistance against. So palms are back, my shoulder heads are rolled back and in, tall spine. Take a deep breath in. You're gonna exhale, press the arms back. The shoulders are moving back. My shoulder blades are squeezing a tiny bit, but not too much. And then I inhale, I look to the right and center. I look to the left, keeping my shoulder girdle where it is, and center, and return the arms forward. Good, let's try the other side. And we press. Inhale, and exhale, center. And inhale, and exhale, center, and return. Good, let's do it again. We're not gonna stop in the center this time. We're just gonna go right and left with our heads. So you're gonna press back, shoulder heads are back, my collarbones are really wide. I'm gonna inhale to the right, I'm gonna exhale to the left, I'm gonna inhale to center and return the arms forward. Again, exhale, press the arms back, feel that resistance with your own body, and then inhale to the left, and exhale to the right. Inhale, center, lift, and return the arms. Awesome. Let's do one more round, right and left. Press the arms back. Inhale, right. Exhale, left. Inhale, center, lift, and return. Last time. So go ahead and press those arms back and to the left, to the right, and center. Breathe in, lift, and return. Fabulous. Okay. So our focus is really on, not just giving some exercise to our body, some work to our body, but feeling like our body is back in a better posture. So always when you're sitting, just keep reminding yourself to go back to a better posture than you're in, and just catch yourself over and over again and start to create a habit for yourself that this is more where I want to be. So let's take one more. Our left hand is out to the side. Our right hand is behind our head. We're going to go ahead and rotate the spine towards the left knee. I'm going to round the spine gently forward, and then I'm going to rotate open towards the sky. I'm going to exhale, round a little forward, rotational bend, and inhale, rotate up to the sky. So this is really where that oppositional movement comes in. And then go ahead and exhale. And inhale. And exhale. And inhale. One more. Exhale. And inhale. And let's come to the side and bring it up. Good. Other side. Left hand behind the head. Right arm is out. A little rotation forward, bend toward the leg. Exhale. Inhale, open and turn. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. And inhale. And exhale. And inhale. One more. Exhale. And inhale. Bring it to the side. And lift and rise. Fantastic, you guys. Okay, that was the last one for our upper body. We're going to finalize this series with some hand things. So, of course, when we're doing a lot of gaming, we have a lot of work with our hands. So I want to give you a couple stretches that you can do to help your hands out. So I'm on my knees. By all means, you can sit in any position you need to or want to. And you can always prop yourself up with blankets or pillows or towels or yoga blocks. So you're going to have your hands forward, but I'm going to slide them back towards the thigh, the mid thigh. And I'm going to try and kind of press all of my fingers down into the floor. And I'm gonna lean forward slightly, so I'm getting quite a bend at the wrists here. And I'm gonna stay there, and I'm gonna let my shoulder heads roll back into their space, not down, but back. And I'm still gonna press through my fingers. And I feel a lot of work happening in my wrist through my thumbs, and that's okay. There should be no pain or discomfort. And if there is, you need to bring it back a notch or lift the bottom palms off the floor just a little bit. All right, so adjust it so it feels like a stretch and like you're feeling something really opposed to what you normally feel when you're working with a console or even with a mouse and a keyboard. Good, and then bring that back, and now you're gonna fold the top of the palms down, the back of the palms towards the floor as much as you can, and I'm gonna try to stretch my arms. I'm gonna try to straighten my arms as much as possible. And oh my gosh, do I feel a stretch across my forearms. Yeah, right here you're gonna feel some stretch. Be gentle. I'm not really weighted on my hands. Like I can take my hands off and be in this position. So the weight simply comes from me just pressing into more of a bend rather than me putting my weight onto my hands. Take a couple deep breaths there. Nice inhale. Nice exhale. One more. Good, and then just bring that back. And now we're gonna take that and we're gonna reach one arm forward. I'm gonna take my other hand and I'm gonna kind of pull my hand back so that I feel a nice good stretch now through the bottom part of my hand. The whole palm, the whole hand is inside of my other hand. Feeling that stretch, good, and then we reverse it, so palm is up, and then I take this other hand forward, and I'm just kind of drawing that hand back. My arm is straight as much as it can be, and I'm giving that a little stretch. Now, some of these stretches might feel really intense to you, and other stretches might not be so intense, and that's okay. It doesn't have to be really intense to feel the benefit or to get the benefit of the stretch. Good, awesome. And then from here, we're just gonna roll our wrists. So I'm gonna use my pinky, ring, middle, index, thumb. Pinky, ring, middle, index, thumb to go down, and then I'm gonna reverse that. Thumb goes up, index, middle, ring, pinky. Drop it down. Thumb, index, middle, ring, pinky. Stretch the fingers, right? And thumb, finger, middle, ring, pinky. That's hard to say all that when I'm moving. So you're just really reaching and stretching. Awesome. And then release that down. All right, last one. Arms are going to be out to your side, sitting however comfortable as needed. And then you're going to reach, woo, and pull the middle finger up and back towards you, pressing your palms out to the side and feeling that stretch for 5, for 4, for 3, for 2, and 1. Good, release that down. Okay, let's take it one more time. Reach it out to the side. Feel the middle finger pulling back towards you. Arms are as straight as you can get them. And we hold for 5, for 4, for 3, for 2, and 1. Good, and release it down. All right, hands to heart center, stretching those fingers and palms. Thanks, you guys. I hope this helps you feel better and counteracts all that busyness you have towards forward fold and brings you up and lighter and lifted.